What's going on, everyone? It's your boy, Iron Mike Stedman, coming to you from the beautiful city of Newark, New Jersey. And I'm happy to introduce a new series from my team at Ironbound Media called FRAGO Fridays, where I will be providing no fluff and high impact business advice to keep you in the fight and not face down in a rice paddy. Today, we're going to be talking about quarterly planning. When I joined the Lions Pride in 2019, like a lot of you all out there, I was just winging it in business, but I knew I needed some help. So I sought out a business coach named Bill Watkins and his organization, the Lions Pride. And that was the first time I got exposed to this concept of quarterly planning, i.e., planting a flag in the ground and saying, this is what we want to accomplish over the next 90 days, committing to it, and delivering on it. Now, one of the things I've noticed since becoming a coach myself and launching Flawless Acceleration is a lot of times when it comes to quarterly planning, we try to do too much, right? We want to put like 10 things on there. And then at the end of the 9 days, you don't accomplish any of it and you feel overwhelmed and you feel defeated. And if you have a team, they feel defeated because let's be honest, no one likes to lose. We like to win. And one of the things we're noticing, through our quarterly planning workshop that we did earlier this week is there's a hesitancy to put something down on paper and say, we are all committing to getting this done. And I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's a vulnerability, right? But since 2019, I do quarterly planning every 90 days. Now, I'm not going to say that I've been able to hit every single thing, but I am getting a little bit better, right? And one of the things that allowed me to be more successful in our own quarterly planning, whether it's Ironbound Media or Ironbound Boxing, is I just put like one or two things up there at most. In 2021, I had this vision of launching the Dog Whistle Branding podcast, to build my authority as a brand strategist and, podcast builder. And I had my whiteboard up there and I said, I will launch the Dog Whistle Branding podcast by, December 31st, 2021. And it was like November and I'm sitting in my studio and I realized I hadn't launched the podcast and I look at that whiteboard and it was like staring me in the face. And I said, you know what? Let me sit down and let me get this done. And I launched the podcast. And I realized at that point that, again, sometimes we can get distracted. It's easy to get distracted as an entrepreneur, business owner, period, right? But if you lower your expectations, put one or two things on that whiteboard as your quarterly goal, commit to it, set some accountability for it each week with your team, maybe with your coach, it's so much easier to actually accomplish that, right? So my challenge to you, you've had the last 90 days to do a little SWOT analysis, identify your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and trends, figure out what's working, what's not working, where you can improve in your business. Let's take all of that to create a badass quarterly goal that's going to allow you to make the most progress in your business, in your personal life, etc. Let's go out and execute it. All right. So this is the first one. Expect this each and every week. I'm working on some other materials for you that I can pass along. I also want to encourage you to subscribe to the Transition Podcast. I'm actually going to cover quarterly planning on next week's episode. So head over to bunkerlabs.org/podcast and subscribe. Until next time, everyone, peace, love. Have a great rest of your week.